Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be filming a product showdown. I absolutely love filming these videos and putting what I think to be similar products head to head to see which one is better, if they are different price points, if one could be a dupe for the other one. So these are the two products we are going to be focusing on today. I'm going to be testing out the Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez Liquid Touch Foundation up against the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. So both high-end foundations, both celebrity-owned makeup lines that are very popular. I feel like the aesthetics of Fenty Beauty and Rare Beauty are similar in the sense that they are just very like classic makeup lines, very timeless. I'm going to apply these side by side. We're going to compare finishes, gonna do a wear test throughout the day, see which one looks better, or not necessarily if one is better than the other, just really comparing them, doing a full breakdown for you guys. If you guys are not sure which celebrity-owned foundation you want to get, hopefully this video could help you out a little bit. I hope you guys enjoy seeing this product showdown, and if you want to see the Rare Beauty foundation up against the Fenty Beauty foundation, make sure to keep on watching. Let's go ahead and get started. As I said, I am making this video because I just saw so many similarities aesthetic wise and like ownership wise when it came to Rare Beauty and Fenty Beauty. They are both owned by very famous female faces, which I absolutely love. The packaging is very similar to me. That is one of the first things that I noticed when I tried out the Rare Beauty foundation. Just the whole overall look of Selena's products are very similar to Fenty's products, and they do have their differences. I'm not at all trying to say that Selena copied Rihanna, because I do think, especially in like her blushes and her other products, there is a big difference. But just for this foundation specifically, I was like, okay, that packaging is really similar, especially in how it feels in the hand, but I love them both. And then of course, when it comes to how you actually apply the products, the Rare Beauty foundation is giving you that giant doe foot applicator, whereas the Fenty foundation comes with a pump. I think of course the pump is always going to be a little bit more sanitary. You're not, applying it on your face and dipping back into the bottle like you are with the Rare Beauty foundation. But if your face is clean, if you're not applying it onto dirty skin or any like active acne or anything like that, I think you should be fine with the Rare Beauty foundation as well. So packaging is a tie for me. I don't really prefer one over the other. I really enjoy them both. As far as pricing goes on the foundation, the Fenty foundation is a little bit more expensive at $36, whereas the Rare Beauty foundation retails for $29. Me personally, I always like to shop $30 and under for high-end foundation. That's just my personal preference. I do think the Fenty price could be a little bit lower, especially because you are getting almost the same amount of product in both of these foundations. In the Fenty foundation, you get 1.08 fluid ounces of product, and in Rare Beauty's foundation, you get a standard fluid ounce. So very similar, you're just getting a teeny tiny bit more, not even 0.1 of an ounce more for $7 more, which I think is a little bit pricey, I will say. As far as these shade ranges go, I do not have anything bad to say about either of these. Of course, Rihanna is iconic, launched 50 foundations in her Pro Filter foundation line, and I think really set the bar so high for brands afterwards and just for foundation shade ranges in general. After she launched, I feel like I compare every single shade range to the Fenty line. Rare Beauty is really close behind, launching 48 shades with their initial launch, which I think is also amazing. If I'm not mistaken, Fenty started with 40 and then added more as the years went on, and then Rare Beauty launched with 48, which I think is awesome as well. Another difference between the foundations is their claims of coverage as well as finish. The Fenty foundation claims to have a full coverage with a matte finish, and the Rare Beauty foundation claims to have a medium coverage with a natural finish. So definitely different there. You might kind of want to shop for either or depending on your skin. Last but not least, for the specs, I just wanted to throw this in. I know this matters to some people. I know it doesn't matter to others. Rare Beauty is all around a cruelty-free and vegan brand. All of their products are not tested on animals, and none of their products contain any animal byproducts, whereas Fenty is all around cruelty-free, but not all of their products are vegan. Some of their products do contain beeswax and or carmine, depending on the type of product that it is. But I am happy to say, which I think makes this product showdown a little bit more even, the Fenty Beauty foundation is one of Rihanna's vegan makeup products in her line. Let's go ahead and prep the skin for application. foundation so we could try these two foundations out next to each other. I'm just showing you guys that I'm prepping my skin in the exact same way on both sides. So I'm going to start off by hydrating with some Fix Plus. I already do have moisturizer with SPF on. That's been sinking into the skin for about an hour now. Now for primer, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Poreless Putty on both sides of my face. I am so excited to see how these foundations are going to look next to each other. I definitely have an idea that the Fenty is going to be a little bit more matte and the Rare Beauty is going to be a little bit more like natural and lively looking as they claim. Funny enough, I do wear the foundations in the same shade, which is 190, and they are both classified as light to medium with warm undertones. I will insert some swatches of the shades up close next to each other, but I thought that was funny. The Rare Beauty foundation shades are almost all identical to the Fenty shades. So I'm going to start off with Fenty on this side of my face, and I have a clean, slightly damp sponge. This foundation is always like a good go-to staple if you have an event or a prom or something like that. It looks so gorgeous in photographs. It's nice and matte too. It just has like an overall very smoothing effect on the skin. And it just looks stunning. This is definitely one that I don't use enough. So here's the Fenty Beauty half of my face done. I always forget how much I love this foundation. It's definitely one that I always tend to forget about and put down often and pick up my drugstore foundations for. It is just so stunning on the skin. Definitely full coverage off the bat, as you guys can see where it like splits down the nose or on my forehead where I don't have any foundation on. It's very smoothing, and I don't know if you guys can tell kind of as it's sitting on my skin, definitely starting to dry down to have more of a matte finish, which isn't always my favorite, but it definitely gives a very even and smooth effect to the skin compared to something that's more dewy, tends to highlight some more imperfections. On the Fenty side, I used about a pump and a half of product, so I'm going to try to do a similar amount with the Rare Beauty. It's a little hard to measure though because it is the doe foot instead of the pump. Both of these are in the shade 190, light to medium with warm undertones, but I think that the Rare Beauty one is definitely more yellow than the Fenty one, if you guys can see them side by side. And I did switch sponges. I'm using a brand new clean sponge, so there's no mixture of the foundations. Based off of initial application of the Rare Beauty foundation versus the Fenty Beauty foundation, I think you guys can see right off the bat that the Rare Beauty foundation definitely looks more natural on the skin. It's giving me really nice medium coverage, but it's not quite as full coverage as the Fenty one. And I wouldn't say that the Fenty one is extreme full coverage, like it's hard to blend out or it's like paint or heavy on the face, but it just gives like that perfect amount of full coverage for me at least. Whereas the Rare Beauty one is definitely a little bit more natural, which I have been loving. I have been all about this like natural glowy look, but I just want to, of course, show you guys for the difference. I think I'm going to go in with just a little bit more of the Rare Beauty to try to get a little bit more coverage. Normally on a day-to-day basis, this Rare Beauty foundation for me is perfect with just some mascara, lots of blush for like a natural spring or summer fresh glowy look. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to add 1 or 2 more dots on my cheek and my nose area just to show you guys that you can get a little bit more coverage with the Rare Beauty foundation, and I would say it's very versatile in that way. The Rare Beauty foundation builds really nicely as well, where I've been using the Fenty foundation on and off for like 2 years now, and when I do try to build it, it is going to get a little bit cakey and heavy on the skin because it is more of that matte formula. But the Rare Beauty one doesn't ever give me any problems when building it. It layers on top of itself really beautifully. So here's the up close of the Fenty Beauty one layer with the Rare Beauty like 1.5 layers, I would say, just to give you guys a little coverage comparison. I would say now the Rare Beauty definitely has like a high medium, almost full coverage, but it's still giving me way more of a natural look on the skin opposed to the Fenty Beauty. Here's a little look at the foundations with the brightness down as well, just so maybe you could see the skin a little bit better. That is the initial application of both of these foundations side by side today. So far, again, I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. It just all depends on your preference. I personally love the glowy natural look. You guys know I've been all about that lately, but I absolutely love the very smooth, full coverage, mattifying look as well. Just depends on the occasion or the weather or what I need my foundation for. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, and I will come back and check in with you guys when we have like concealer, powder, and the whole face on, just so you can see how the foundations are looking. So I will be right back. Hi guys, I am back. I just finished up the rest of my face. This is how my skin and my face makeup is looking now. Everything applied beautifully on both sides, which I already knew because I love using these foundations separately, but I didn't see any differences in applications on each of the foundations. The concealers went on nicely, as well as like bronzer, blush, and highlighter and everything. And I honestly think right now, after setting with powder and everything, my face is looking very, very, very similar on both sides. Of course, I'll give you guys a close-up, but I don't know if you could tell, I definitely don't think someone looking at me would be able to see that I was wearing two different foundations on my face. Looking very, very up close though, the Fenty one still does have a little bit more of a matte factor. I think you could see my pores just a little tiny bit more on the Fenty side, and I do think also that it is settling into my smile lines on the Fenty side already, because it is a little bit not drying on the skin, just mattifying, and matte on me at least tends to crack. So that's really the only difference I am seeing. I think it's just going to come down now to how they wear and how it progresses throughout the day. With all that being said, now we are going to jump on into a wear test. It is now 1:44 in the afternoon, but I started filming this around 12 p.m. So we are going to go from noon as the first initial application time. And of course, I want to go ahead and wear these for at least 8 or 9 hours for you guys, so we could really see how the foundations look. I will see you guys in a couple of hours, or just a couple of seconds for you guys, and we will see how the Fenty foundation is looking up against the Rare Beauty foundation. So I will be right back. Hi guys, I am back for my check-in. It is later in the day now. It is 8:37 p.m. So it's been about 8.5 hours now since I first applied the foundations, which is perfect. This is the time that I wanted to go for, like 8 or 9 hours of wear, just so we could really get a nice long time in, so we could see how the foundations look next to each other. I will still say right off the bat that I don't think these are like astronomically different. They don't have huge differences. I'm sure if you guys looked at my face, as I said earlier, no one would probably notice that I was actually wearing two different foundations. It's not breaking down anywhere. Both of the foundations held up so beautifully throughout the day. I would say the only visible difference after 8.5 hours is that the Rare Beauty one is definitely more dewy, definitely had more oils peeking through on this side of my face. We just have like an overall more lively, glowy look. And then of course the Fenty Beauty side is not as dewy. Of course it's not as matte as it was when we first started the video. Of course, my natural oils are starting to come out now after 8.5 hours. And just as you go throughout your day, it's not gonna stay completely matte, but I still do think it is a lot more matte looking now than the Rare Beauty one is. And then also my chin, this side of my chin is a little bit more luminous compared to this side. And then same with my forehead here. Like, I feel like you could almost see the line of the Rare Beauty foundation, and we're not getting that shininess at all really on this side of my forehead. So definitely lots of dewiness going on here, which I personally love. And if I'm being very nitpicky, which I always like to be in my videos, just to give you guys all of the information to help you out if you are purchasing, the Fenty one looks just like a little bit more foundation-y. I don't want to say it looks necessarily cakey or heavy on the skin, but the Rare Beauty one is definitely a lot more natural looking and very skin-like. like, especially up close. I would say that my current preference right now is the Rare Beauty foundation, but the Fenty one is not bad by any means or lesser of a product by any means. You guys will definitely have to choose the one based on your liking. If you want something more matte and flawless looking on the skin or more natural and dewy looking, it all comes down to personal preference with this product Showdown. Both of these foundations are awesome at the end of the day, long lasting. They did not break down anywhere. As I'm sure you guys can see, they're both great celebrity makeup line foundations. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this product Showdown. That is the Fenty foundation put up against the Rare Beauty foundation. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video and spending time with me today. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.